Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana again with Expressions Craft Studio. Sorry, it's been a whirlwind of a day today. Today we're making a flower from Gratuit Folding, and I will link that video below. And it's just how to make quilling flowers using a husking board. So I'm using two colors, and my strips are 10.5 inches long. And I've got this kind of pale peachy color. I don't know, almost a yellow. I'm not really sure what color to call this. And what I've done is I've glued two strips together, and I've glued my little loop on the end. Let's see here. Can you see that? Kind of. So I've already put my pegs in the board. Now she kind of did hers as she went along, but I was afraid I'd mess that up. So I went ahead and just left them in there after I got the first flower done. And I'm trying to work on making a graph for some of these in the future so that if you want to follow that, you can. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to start by putting the loop over our slotted pin. Sorry, I was trying to make a mental note of where I pulled that out of, because I gotta remember to put it back in the same spot. Now I'm not actually taking advantage of the slot. That's what why I make my loop. So you're going to go straight up. Let me pull that out of the way. Straight up from the slotted pin, and you're going to basically skip two holes and then put your pin in that third hole. And then you're going to come back down in between these other pins, pretend that they're not even there. And I like to glue it at the bottom just a little bit and wrap that. Just give it a little pressure. So then you're going to go back up right next to your strip here, and in between the top pin that you looped around and this pin next to the right of it. And you're going to come right back down around it, ignoring these other pins. And let me push that back down. And again, I like to glue. Just give it a little bitty bit of glue at the bottom. Whoops. And now you're going to go right back up next to your previous strip. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. I'm afraid I'll end up off the camera. So now you're going to go right back up next to this strip that you've already got on there, and come right back down around this next pin, which is this pin and the one that we just went around are one row below your top pin and on the left and the right of that center hole. So you've got your two center holes that you left blank, and you're going to go up to that top pin, come back down one, and then put a pin in the left and the right, if that makes sense. And I will link her video below, so if you would rather watch the way she does it, you can. So now you're going to go again, you're going to go back up. If I can get my strip here to work. And this time, basically you're going to go, your loops are going to be high, low, high, low, high. So you want to ignore these two lower pins here, and you're going to loop around this pin right here. And I'm spinning it a little bit to make it easier on myself. There we go. So let's pull that up and see if you can see what we've done there. So we come to the bottom, and we're going to add a little dot, just a tiny little dot of glue. There we go. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to go right back up next to that strip, that loop you had previously, and you're going to take this topmost center strip or pin and go around it. Remember, the first loop we did was high, and then we went low, and then we went high again. So now that we've looped around that, we're going to go low. So you're going to, once again, you're going to come right back up next to the previous loop on this side, and you're going to come down around this bottom pin. Make sure none of those bounced out of there. Add our glue. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Come back around, add our glue. Just making sure that that's all the way down to the touching the board down there. So now we've got our last two pins, and we're going to come up in the center and come back down and loop around. Now if you would rather put your pins in as you go and you feel confident you can remember where they go, you don't have to have them already in there. I just didn't feel particularly confident, and I didn't get one of my loops pressed down all the way. So that's why I just left them in there, because I wanted to make sure I didn't end up getting them in the wrong spots. Alright, so now we're just going to wrap it. Now this is, I don't remember if she actually wrapped it with the initial color or if she went to the next color, but I just end up wrapping until I ended up using up my whole strip. And that's like 4 or 5 wraps. I wasn't counting, but it's quite a lot. And I did that several times as well, where I just ran off to the end of my loop or my strip and just kept going and didn't realize I was at the end. So I'm almost to the end, and I'm going to go ahead and just rip a little bit off. One thing I noticed, and I had said this in a previous video, that another quiller had said that you get a better glue bond with a ripped edge versus a straight edge. And I did it again. I commented at the time, I didn't know if that was true necessarily. But one thing I will say with the torn edge is it tends to blend in better so that you don't see that straight line right across your work. And that alone is reason enough to, I think, take advantage of it. I don't, so you can't really see it there. So you might want to rip your strips at the end as you're going around. So now we're taking this other color, and I don't remember if this was bubble gum, and again these are ultra, or what did they call? It's whatever Walmart sells, something brights. Not that this is bright. I do like this flower combination, this color combination. It is a little bit softer than what I've been working with, so that's kind of refreshing. So I'm going to add my other strip here. Now you can do this before if you want, but I think it's because I'm never sure exactly where I'm going to end up. I like to wait until I'm till I have the other one completely done, the other strip completely done. And then I'm just going to wrap, trying to keep that all the way down to the board, and just wrap and wrap. And I just wrap this whole 10.5 inch strip around there as well. Now you don't have to use that many strips. I kind of was just being lazy, honestly, but I do like the thicker border on the flower petal, so that was another reason I did it. Okay, so just ripping that off. Give it a little bit of glue. Try not to let the whole thing unwind. And it's not really, might not have got enough glue on it. Oh, there it goes. So we had a bit of a rush day. We'd put our house on the market a while back and hadn't really had much interest. You know, the market's not very good right now. And today we get a call and they want to show the house in 30 minutes, and we haven't had anybody look at it in the last month or more. So, you know, we were on a mad dash to get it presentable, and so my whole day's just kind of been thrown for a loop. So I just went ahead and left those in there in case I need to make another petal, but you can kind of see what I meant. We skipped, we put our slotted pin here, and if you're going to do it the way I do it with the loop, you don't even have to use your slotted pin. And then we skip 2 holes and put this top pin in, and then we basically just work everything else off of that. So now that we've got that done, we are going to just pinch a little bit at the bottom, not a lot, and we want to have it come together here at the top. We're just going to give it a tiny pinch, and then we're going to grab our tweezers. And I might need to pinch it a little bit more. And we want to get a good squeeze, and she kind of pressed it down a little bit. And I actually, when I draw flowers, and I have done this since I was a kid, this is actually kind of the petal style that I like as far as the outline goes, where it's got a bit of a curve and a point and a curve and a curve, and yeah. So this one really, this one I really liked the look of. So then you're going to put your petals together. Now hers had 5 in it, so let's see what we can do here. Yeah, 5 looks pretty good. So we need to make our center, and I think I will use some of this. I'm looking to see what else I've got laying around. Hold on just a moment. Alright, I picked out these 3 colors. I even do have a brighter yellow over there, but I'm not sure which one I want. I kind of like that one. But then, no, I don't think I like that one. And this is the darker one. No, okay, we'll do this one. We're going to go with this more orange, which actually looks more yellow on the camera, but it's really orange. So I'm going to take a couple, because I want a fairly tight coil, I think. Or we could even use this leftover strip here and make, no, let's save those for later. So we're going to glue 2 together. I'm just going to go ahead and pre-coil them a little bit. And try to get that lined up so it's straight, so my edges are even. Give it another little squeeze. Okay, so where is my sharpened tool? There's several here. Alright, so we're going to go with this one. And I saw another lady kind of starts a little bit further down, and I have to say I kind of like that. So that's what I've started doing recently. And we're just going to coil. And if I decide that 2 strips isn't long enough, I may add another one. And I think I'm going to add another one. Yeah. Which, you know what, if I'd been smart, I could have alternated colors. Changed that up a little bit, but that's okay. So we happen to have, and I have actually accidentally grabbed 3 strips to start with. Oh, and just like that, my glue is, of course, when you've got your hands full. There we go. I'll see if I can do this. Oh. You know, I said earlier it's been a month since anybody looked at the house. I think it's actually been like 2 months. So, you know, we've just been busy living. I don't know about you guys, but we live in our house. Is that good? Oh, I think that's probably good. I do wish I'd remembered to alternate a color or 2 in there, but that's okay. Now, I didn't rip that strip, and I want to show you to see if, whoops, well, it's not showing up on the camera, that, or I just am not able to focus on it, but you can see that edge there a lot better when it's a straight edge for some reason. So there is some logic to tearing your strips. And I'm just pushing this down to make sure I get it nice and flat. And then, once I've got it nice and flat, I'm going to find my, you know what, I don't need that. I'll just do it this way. So I'm just kind of just giving it a little bit of shape here, so it raises up a little bit in the center. And before I glue it, let me just see how that looks. It really looks yellow on the camera. I'm amazed because it's orange. It's pumpkin orange. So I like that. I could probably shape it a little bit more. Oh, I think it came undone a little bit, that's why. Alright, so I'm just going to put some glue in there. Yeah, some over there. Just kind of spread it around. Okay, just gently set that down, and I will be right back. So I've gone ahead and cleaned up the end of my quilling tool, and I'm going to just start gluing these together. Now you don't probably have to, but I just feel like they'll be a little bit more secure if I do that. Trying to get it positioned where I like it, which can sometimes be the challenging part. I think I put the glue a little too high up is what I'm struggling with here. Okay, well that'll work. So just keep it closer to the point, or this what will be the center of the flower. Kind of giving that all a press. See how it's. Whoa, whoa, Nelly. There we go. Hopefully that's good. Oh, yeah, it's not really sticking. Okay, let's try gently, gently, Georgiana, gently. Little glue debris there. Okay, let's try this again. All right, give that a second. So Astral Brights was the name of the brand I was trying to think of. And the pink color's bubblegum. I don't remember what this kind of fleshy, lighter center color of the flower is, but let's see how that's doing. Okay, it's a little bit more stuck than it was. And is this going to be... Put a little bit around the lip here. And try to get this centered. And that's not really centered, is it? Oh, that looks pretty good. So just in case that glue's not quite dry, I'm just pushing it down from the outer edges. Okay, well, I like this one. I'm going to lift it up here to see if that changes. No, you really can't still tell the colors. It's actually so much prettier in person. You've got this lighter or this pinker shade around the outside, and then this, I don't know what color that is. I need to figure that out. I looked at my papers just now and it did not look like anything that's in my stack, so I don't know. But anyway, I really like this flower, so I'll make this one again for sure. And this is from Gratuit Folding, and using the husking board. And I think she's got another flower on here that she does as well, so we'll try to do that one tomorrow. But yeah, I really like that. I love the way the loops look on the inside and the kind of little, I don't even know what you call that, but I love the way it looks. So thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will put a link for some of the supplies I'm using below. You do not have to use it. It is a Amazon affiliate link, so I do make a small commission, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. And if I think of anything else, I'll try to add it to the next video. But until then, guys, thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think of this one, because I think this is one of my favorites so far. I mean, I've got a lot of favorites, but this is definitely on the list. Cool. So I'll talk to you next time. Thanks again, and happy crafting.